Record. Excellent. So I've made a note. It says make the tone relaxed but a bit mysterious. I don't know why I made that note, and I actually don't know how you do that. So I'll just get on with it. Tonight we're going to be looking at we're going to drift back into our use of language and hypnosis. We're going to be using some kind of mind bending, perception shifting, reality spacing stuff, to give it its technical term. Um, Using language that shifts in meaning, reference, and awareness to bend how we're perceiving reality is another way of saying it. It's hypnotic, but not because of fancy words, but because the mind can't find a place to stand. So it lets go. Just lets go. Which, if you think about it from a and this, I mean, I remember when I first started looking at this way of using language. And still picture it now. It was a nice sunny day, and I was sitting. So I was living in Shrewsbury, sitting on one of the benches down by the Severn, just outside of Castlefields, and I'd just done a big study, a few hours on it, and I just sat there, and I can still picture. I was perched my elbows were on my knees. I was just like that, looking at the river, and as I sat there. I was like, oh, it's been really interesting learning that. I wonder what happens if you just use it for your own thought process. And so I did. And about half an hour later, I realized I'd completely tranced out and just been sat there in this really lovely, relaxed, blissful kind of state of, okay, almost like a self-induced daydream, but without anything. It was lovely. It was really nice. And so I've always liked this approach. It's kind of can be used conversationally, but if you were to get if you were to do too much of it in a conversation, people might start looking at you as if to say, "Oh, my life, what are they on?" Um, so we won't be we'll be using it full on. You might just use bits of it if you're applying it with other people. But it's good, and if you enjoy it, there's a lot more we can explore with it. But this is like a taster. So I'm going to take you through a demo of it, and just so you get kind of an experience of, I want you to be aware of what your mind is doing and how your state of mind is throughout this process. Yeah. And then afterwards, for those we're going to do the breakout rooms, and you have some good time to have a go at this yourselves with each other, pairing up, switching over and swapping over. Um, that's where the PDF, if you've got it, is useful because it's got quite a few examples of things you can say on it. There are two PDFs for tonight. Um, the one is the one with the list of things to say, and the other one is the kind of overall view of what we're covering and a bit more about it on the practical theory side and stuff. Was that Sally looking for the PDF? Okay, so I've put two up earlier on today. One of them says, here is the PDF for this evening, or something, or, oh, I'm looking forward to this evening, I think it said. And this is the PDF. The other one just says, here's the other, or something like that. And it's here's the other one that's probably more relevant for using for today, because the other one's more of an overview and kind of a memory prompt for what we cover in this session. I mean, I can I do it in here? I might even be able to share it in here. Capture documents, share doc options. Oh, no, that one's not that. Oh, there's a thing here. No, that's right. I might even be able to upload it and share it in here. That'll be a first if that works, if we've done that. create. We've got to import. I'm not co-editing, I'm just sharing. Oh, that's complicated. Import. Let's see what we can do. Desktop downloads. You don't probably want my writings about mystical panentheism. It's called Guiding the Mind, Sample Phrases. No, it won't let me do it. Give it one more go. Oh, it's because it won't accept PDFs. This is a modern world. Why is Zoom not accepting PDFs? Anyway, have you found it there, Sally?
I think I've got that.
You've got that. Like I say, I mean, it's just there as a help out. You might not even need it, to be honest. But it's just there if you need it. So I can't. I know you're speaking, but I can't hear what you're saying.
Number one or number two?
The one that's called something or other phrases. It's the second one I posted up. Um, it's the one
Sample phrases for trance induction.
that's the one.
Got it. Thank you.
That's the one. Cool. But before we use them, before you get to use them, I'm going to take you through what is probably is a little bit more of an advanced version of what we're looking at. But I want you to kind of get a feel of where it can be and what we can do with it. So let's do this. So I'm going to invite you to just get comfortable. And you may choose to close your eyes to go into trance, or you may choose to start with your eyes open to go into trance. But however you choose to go into trance, just follow this as best you can, but also keeping a gentle acknowledgement and awareness of just quite what your mind is doing as you're doing this and how it feels as part of the process. So anyway, let's begin. Let's just take a deep breath in. Just the one as you breathe out and just relax into wherever you're sitting, lying. And if you're allowing your eyes to close to relax and go into trance, then just allow them to close. And if you're going to keep them open, you can try to keep them open as you go into trance. And you may already know how it feels when you start to notice what you hadn't noticed you were noticing. Until you begin to wonder whether you were aware of noticing it before now, or just becoming aware of what was already aware of you. And as you try to work out exactly what that means, you may realize that meaning is one of those things that keeps moving the closer you look at it. Like trying to catch the moment before a wave breaks. The more you look for the edge of the experience, the more the edge becomes part of the experience you're looking for. And even as part of you listens, another part can notice that space that the listening happens in. The silence that holds the sound. The stillness that moves every breath and every time you breathe. You may already be wondering whether this sense of wondering is the same wondering you had a moment ago, or a new kind of wondering that remembers itself differently. Because every thought you have about change changes the thought about having it. And while you are thinking about what this is doing, it's already done something. Something that may take a while to realize. Because realizing changes what you realize. So in this place between what you know and what's knowing you, there's a kind of freedom that doesn't need a name. And the more you try to name it, the more it smiles and steps aside, inviting you deeper into what you already are becoming. And that is enough for now. Let that awareness rest. Let it breathe itself as we take some time in silence. And as you sit with that, be aware of where you are sitting every time that is here, every place that is now, and much more than that. In fact, you may remember a calm moment from before, or imagine one yet to come, because there's nothing to do. Just to notice what's already happening. As if awareness itself is breathing, expanding and softening. There is a little something, that your unconscious mind can do for you now, that will do two things. One, allow you to just settle in a wonderful, still, relaxed state of mind. And secondly, even though you don't know how yet, understand just how you can do this, trusting the unconscious mind. And so, when you're ready, you can begin to return, bringing your awareness back from beyond, wherever that was, to now, later here in this place. And as you take a deep breath in, bring back with you the calmness that stays. And you can open your eyes whenever it feels right, refreshed, centered, just awake, back here, back now. And when you're back, appear at your cameras or give me a wave so I know that you're there. That's it. I think everyone seems like they're back. I've got a heart sparkling away there. Oh, look, it even flies up the screen in front of me now from Anne. Wonderful. So I don't know how you experience that. It is language. It can be conversational, but it's also, if you're listening too closely, you're going to realize that there's a lot of something being said, but I'm not sure what that is. So I'm going to quickly go through um, the general gist of the different aspects of that before we go into the breakout rooms. And whilst I'm doing that, just take a moment. Just think about what you noticed about your sense of self, space, or time. There's no right answers, just that awareness shifting. And that's what this system does, this approach does. It unsticks meaning so the unconscious can reorganize itself. So in this, we're looking at different shifts. And we cause those different shifts, create those different shifts by giving, if you like it, both ends of the same stick. So with sensory shifts, as we're talking to people, notice things like notice what you can hear, the sounds that you can hear near you, and the sounds that you can hear far from you. So when we do that, we're kind of going, be aware here, be aware here, but then we add in, and the quiet between that. So we're inviting the hearing to, and that sense of hearing to be immediate, further out, but also in the space in between. And we look down that list, we can move on to things like, as you notice your breath, also notice the stillness that moves with it. So we're asking the mind to look at movement and stillness at the same time, and look at something that is moving for the stillness within it. They're almost a little like the Zen koans, those kind of statements that go, and your mind suddenly goes, what? And it's about layering in those what moments. Another thing I added in there, which towards the end, was mixing up something that is a sensation with time. So, where do you feel that now, in every place that's like then, but so much more than now? So I'm jumbling up the what you're looking for within it. So not only just looking for a feeling, but looking for where that happens in time, or where it may happen in time, and then inviting the mind to go beyond that. Where is that every time that's like this, and much more than that? I'm also using the artfully vague language. Notice I'm never really naming what that is. So what is that that you can hear that is near? Where over there do you hear that now? So I've gone from hearing to time. And how do you discover everywhere that quiet within it all? So we're looking at sensory shifts and hinting, and when you're speaking this, you'll put in an invitation to look, to search, to feel, to sense, and then you'll follow it up. And as you're becoming aware of that, this, whatever that is, whatever this is, you can allow yourself to just relax that little bit more. Notice the temperature of the air on your skin and how it changes as you breathe, as you allow your attention to drift from what you see to what you hear to what you feel, as you feel yourself relaxing more now. So it's delivered quite relaxed, quite not slow, but ponderously, I think is a good way of saying it, allowing the space. If you're inviting somebody to explore something in their mind, the worst thing you can do is go, notice what you can hear, and hear sounds, how far, how close, what's coming between that. Now, before you do that, and you're feeling yourself supported on the chair, and you notice your breath, also the stillness that moves, I'm not giving you any time to actually explore the things. Oh, thank you, V. That I'm asking you to explore. And in some situations, you might do that. You do what they call an overload induction. So the mind after several 6 or 7, 8 things, if you layer it up with lots and lots of things to do, suddenly the mind goes, what? And you'll see that moment where someone glazes over, so you can override. But this isn't about overriding. This is about exploring through the dimensions of the senses, of space and time. So we have our sensory shifts. We move into spatial shifts. You know, be aware of where you're sitting here and everywhere that's not you. I mean, just run that one by yourself. Be aware of where you're sitting everywhere that is here, but not you. Even as I say it, if I then like look into my own mind for what's going on, I tell you what's going on, absolutely nothing, because my mind's going. The moment you get that kind of allow that space for that kind of what, then you can follow it up, and as you continue to relax, just allowing your awareness to expand from everywhere that's now to there. Doesn't have to be anywhere. It's to there. That is so much more than this. So I'm inviting the body to expand beyond whatever this is to something else, the awareness to go beyond that. Imagine that like spreading out like ripples in water, you know. So you're here, but everywhere that ripple goes, as well as and beyond that. And if you look at your language, if you're wanting, you're directing attention and awareness. So if you want to take people expansively, you talk about things being beyond and so much more than this. Whereas if you're wanting people to focus in on a feeling or a thought or something, you might go, where do you feel relaxation now? Every time like this, and all that is now. Somewhere in our heads that makes sense. If you wrote it down and read it, you'd go, oh yeah, yeah. And but actually, it doesn't really. I'm not saying anything really. Um, so then we're shifting in space, and you mix it all up. You sensory shift within a sentence, and you can spatially shift at the end of that sentence. You know, where is that relaxation now? Everywhere, and much more than this. A wonderful sentence. Where is relaxation now? Which is the presupposition there. We talked about presuppositions before, that there is relaxation. Where is relaxation now? And so much more than this. It expands the thinking, expands the mind. Or you go the other way. Where is relaxation? Every place that is here now and just like this. And there's that wonderful magical word, this. I don't know what this is. In that, I'm getting someone to focus in, to look within for that relaxation. So we shift through the senses, we shift through space, and then we shift through time. You might remember a calm moment from before, or imagine one yet to come, which actually, when you think about it, is a double bind. It's you're either going to remember a calm moment from before, or you're going to imagine one yet to come. But either way, you're going to be entering into a calm moment now, and even before now, every time that's then, and so much more than now. What am I saying? Nothing, but I'm getting you to explore those time differences. As you rest here, time's begin to slow down, to stretch, and to open. Again, just take a moment to think about how time can slow down, stretch, open. Notice what your mind does. Mind can wander back to a peaceful time or forward to one that's waiting for you now. So I've gone back, forward, and now in the same sentence. I'm directing your attention to the past, to the future, and now, all to pursue that peaceful moment. Then we get to the transitions, that deepening. As you notice that, you may also notice something else beginning to change. I actually saw this or something similar being used by a psychic the once. He'd done an amazing, it was a really good demonstration and talk. And afterwards, people going up and chat to him. This one guy was really quite nervous, and he went up and he was like, oh, I'm really into this. My girlfriend thinks I'm silly, but blah blah blah. And how would I train, and how do I start? Would 101 questions as people do when they're new to stuff and enthusiastic but a little nervous. And he said, just take a moment. He said, I could tell you're a little bit nervous. And the guy said, yeah, I'm a bit shy when it comes to speaking to people, but I had to speak to you. And he's like, where do you feel that? And the guy's like, here. He says, that's right. And I literally remember it. That's right. And as you notice that, you may also begin to notice something else. Let's face it, in any one moment, there's lots of things you can notice. In that instance, the guy was like, yeah, yeah. He said, yeah, well, whatever that is, just focus on that now and everywhere. And this guy's kind of, you can see him going inside. He's going in trance. He's following this thing or attempting to follow this. And the guy goes, that tells, this was the brilliant bit of marketing. The guy goes, that tells me, do you have a future here with this? So get in touch and I'll let you know about the courses I run. Which is very naughty, really. It was a real kind of using the direction of trance and awarenesses to facilitate that headspace where he basically just dropped in that, you can do this, come and speak to me, book up. Um, some of these you'll know from before. There's nothing to do, just to notice what's already happening as you continue to relax. What am I saying there? Whatever's happening is you relaxing, regardless of whether it is I'm telling you that's what's happening. Every word you hear can help you relax a little more completely. Just things that gently encourage that. I wonder just how much deeper you can go everywhere that is now. Everywhere that is now. Time and space. Mix them up. And then when you return back, that can be you can do a count out and go count from 1 to 5. One is where you are now, five, Once you get to the point where you've done your deepener, allow a little pause and a space, allow a bit of time. You might even say, picking up on that first deepener, as you notice that, you may also notice something else beginning to change that will allow you to feel good when we finish this. Just something gentle like that is a wonderful suggestion. Um, allow a minute, 30 seconds. Notice how long that can feel when you're the one delivering the session. Um, and then once you've allowed a bit of time for that, to say, right, and when you're ready, you can begin to return back, bringing your awareness back from beyond there to here, wherever there was. We've never defined where there was, to here, now, feeling good. And when you're ready to feel good, open your eyes. Just a gentle call back from that. The beauty of this is once you get that idea of playing with time, space, and sensation, you don't need a script with any of this. So you could literally be, you could be, I don't know, friends having a barbecue and they've got a bit of a fire going. Someone's been going for a bit of a bad time. You sit down and you go, okay, well, just, sit by the fire. And as you notice that, they could be noticing the fire. They could be noticing the bale they're sitting on. They could be noticing the sound of people talking. As you're noticing that now, and those sounds that go with it, they might have already had a sound, but you're being vague. You're not saying specific things. I wonder what there is that's so much more than this over there and greater than now that allows you to relax and begin to find solutions to a challenge that you've been facing now and in the past. And as you're finding those things now, I wonder what you can become that is so much more than here and everything beyond that. So use time, space, and sensations, jumble them up, be vague, guide people into relaxation, drop in a simple suggestion, and for a few moments you can just relax and feel good. And then bring them back out with that feeling. So it's really hard to read that stuff and not just find yourself automatically doing it. You can also write this stuff out. You write it out and create like a paragraph of it and read it, and you'll read it through slowly and follow what you've written, and you will find your awareness is doing this and this, and it's a great way of working. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into our breakout rooms, going to guide each other into a gentle trance. You can use, I mean, if you read the notes, they basically give you a gentle step by step, but be creative. There is no right or wrong with this. And if you think, oh my life, what I just said is nonsense, you've probably said something really good. because because it should, with the logical mind, make no real sense. Um, so we'll take in turns, mixing up things that people are noticing, bringing things into people's awarenesses, and then shifting with those awarenesses in time and space. If you want to expand someone's awareness out and expand their state of mind, then things are over there. Things are in the future. Things are more than this. What is that now that is more than this and so much more than that was? Doesn't mean anything, but if someone's following that train of thought, it will take their mind somewhere. You don't have to tell them where it's taking them. You do that, and you're actually getting in the way of the process. When you're doing this, speak slowly, kind of pause. Like, say, if you've asked somebody to think of or explore something, Allow space for them to do it. Using phrases like, notice what you can hear and the quiet beyond that. As you feel the air on your skin, you can also notice the stillness inside. So we've gone from location to from sensation to location. I love this one. You might remember a calm moment from before, or one that hasn't happened yet. So we'll do the breakouts. God, I kind of didn't realize that time. Um, Literally, it doesn't have to be a huge one. Just get a feeling of chatting like this and talking like this. There's the breakout room. 5 minutes, 5 minutes each way should be enough just to start getting a feel for it. Let's do two. That works out as four, so we do two rooms automatically. Um, so having all had a go now, you've experienced kind of both the listening side of things, and the linguistic side of it. Um, just be aware of and notice how, in a way, both produce that same essence. It creates a mind that's curious. It gets the mind following and searching. It makes it fluid, but it's also can be very at ease with actually just not knowing what those things are. It's like the mind goes, "Oh, it's okay. Whatever's going on, I'm not sure, so I'm just going to hit this place." Um, and that's the kind of mindset we're after with this. It's not analysis, and it's not an effort to drive somebody into trance. It's just presence, curiosity, and the movement of awareness. And if you can get those three things together, that presence of you being there, that curiosity of mind of the person listening, and then the movement of that awareness through those different aspects of reality, you can lead people really nicely into trance, or lead them to a solution, lead them to, if they're stuck with something, help them find that problem with it.